Hi everybody, my name is Leela and I'm a member of Engineering4All, and this is the 7th video in Engineering4All's online workshop series. In today's video, students will learn about structural engineering. Engineering4All is a non-profit that's focused on bringing engineering education to different schools in the downtown San Jose area. For the past year, we've been offering different clubs and workshops to different schools in the city. But since the COVID-19 quarantine, we've had to move our operation online, which is why we've been offering these online workshops. In today's workshop, students will learn about why structure is important when building a successful model. And they will learn this through the last activity in this workshop, where they will get to create their own model that supports an.
Hi guys, so today's workshop is going to be another mechanical engineering workshop. So a mechanical engineer is an engineer that works with design, construction, and they also use machines to help them. So along with mechanical engineering, this project also has some civil engineering concepts. So as a recap, civil engineering deals with the design of structures. Some careers that deal with this field of study include architects and people that work with construction.
Today's engineering concept is weight distribution. So, what is weight distribution? Weight distribution is how weight is balanced and distributed in a structure. The average position of weight distribution is called center of gravity, which is something we went over in the civil engineering video. In this EdDrop project, the goal is to create a structure that will protect a raw egg from cracking if dropped. When an egg drops onto the ground, it exerts a force onto the ground, and it cracks because the ground exerts the same amount of force onto the egg. So to stop an egg from cracking if dropped, we'll be creating a structure that would absorb that force instead of the egg absorbing everything. In order to do this, we need to make sure that the weight of the egg is not placed on a single point when the egg hits the floor, but rather it is placed on a wider surface area when the egg hits the floor. Weight distribution in real life is found in nearly every object created. When buildings are built, people always mention to have a strong base, so that the weight of the building isn't placed directly on one part of the ground, but is more spread out. Weight distribution is also taken into consideration when building boats, so that the weight will be evenly spread out and the boat will float.
Hey guys, today we are going to learn how to build a structure that would protect an egg from cracking when dropped. For this project, you will need anything recyclable you can find in your home. For example, scrap cardboard, paper cups, tape, glue, spare styrofoam, straws, or anything you might think would work. It's up to the designer, so be creative. Another thing you will need is, of course, a raw egg to test with. So let's get started. First, you have to brainstorm how you want your egg structure to look. Then you want to gather the materials, and finally, you want to build a structure that you think would achieve the goal. Hint: think about structures like parachutes that protect people from falling, or how package companies like Amazon package their products and stop them from breaking. Here's an example of what our group came up with.
We can relate this project back to the design process that we always talk about. First, we always say to identify a problem or ask yourself a question. This time it was, can this egg crack or not, based on what we put around it. So first we collected data. You probably dropped the eggs a few times to see how it would crack, and then you brainstormed ideas on how you would make it not crack. If you added a parachute, if you put padding around it. Then you built it and you tested your design. Once you see how that worked, you got feedback, you saw what worked and what didn't, and so then you improved it, which is the last step of the design process. And now we go back to the physics, which is the weight distribution, and you probably saw that the weight distribution was what made it crack or not crack in the end. So you have to learn how to balance the egg so that it doesn't crack. And thank you for joining Engineering4All for our online workshops this week. Thank you.